My next guest for today is not only a California and Arizonian realtor, but she's also an Iranian American woman's advocate who has dealt with the hardships of the patriarchy of the Persian culture within her own life and as a woman here in America. She will explain the battles and the steps that she took to overcome her own culture's patriarchal systems and how she stepped into her own intuitive gifts. Please welcome my lovely guest, Mojgan Zucker. Mojgan, thank you so much for coming here and just showing up. I know how much strength and how much courage it takes, especially being a Persian woman in the community, to show up for this type of work. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
You should be proud. I'm proud.
I'm very proud of myself, but I'm proud of you.
You should be proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very happy and excited for you. And I am excited to share my story with someone that I may make a difference.
Yeah.
I know my story is not different than many other people.
You'd be surprised.
But if I can make a difference in one person's life, that's the reason I'm here today.
I think your story is actually different because from your generation, because you are an aspiring advocate, most women in your generation, especially the Persian generation, are told to shut down their mouth and kind of close off. And this type of talk about consciousness, awakening, women's empowerment, intergenerational healing is very closed off and very taboo to talk about. So my question to you is, somebody who's been in this business of being a realtor and going through your own experience, what was the catalyst from being, raised in this traditional Jewish family that has caused you to feel or go more introspective into your own spirit and feel like you had to take on this role of healing for your generation?
I was born into an extremely traditional family, the only daughter.
Wow.
So I never really agreed with a lot of the limitations that our culture put on women. But I wanted to be respectful to my family and my culture. However, I never just agreed with everything that was expected from me quietly. I knew I had been blessed with a gift at a very early age. But unfortunately, because of the culture, I had to detach from the intuition that I felt that I had. What brought me back was, life happens to all of us. It got to the point where I allowed the happenings of life events, my culture, I allowed that to suffocate the intuition and the awareness that I had. I think we're all born with it. And for the most part, the majority of us pull away from it.
Not realizing that we have it.
Not wanting to recognize that we have it.
Yes.
Thankfully, I came back to it through events that happened in life.
You touched on a very good point, which is you put away your intuition when you were young. Can you tell the audience and tell me actually, what was the first experience or first couple experiences you had being like, wow, I'm really actually intuitive, or I have this gift of divine knowledge, or, just seeing things, or whatever your gift was? There's different methods of the gift. What was your first experience, and how did it play out in your life and with your family?
My first recollection is when I was 3. I was in the car with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting. I was very quiet when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger. Of course, being the only daughter of
Wow.
having two brothers, I didn't talk much.
Yeah. Right?
And I remember sitting by the window, looking out the window. And I knew that I had been there.
Like where? Like outside?
I knew what was coming,
Mm-hmm.
what was ahead of us. It was like
You knew
I
what
was
you were about to see.
seeing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've been here before.
Yeah.
So I asked my mom,
Yeah.
Mom, have we been here before? And she goes, no. And it's like, so I had a vision of what was ahead of us.
Yeah.
And sure enough, 2-3 seconds later,
Yeah.
I saw what the vision I had. And that happened. I had like 4 or 5 visions, and my mom assured me that we had never been there before. So, of course, I started thinking, oh my God, I'm seeing things. And that really made me pull back from knowing that I know that I know. But now I know that I know that I know.
When you saw that and your mom kept denying that to you, even though you were, how old were you at the time?
I was 3-ish.
You were 3 and you started seeing those things early. That's very early.
That's early.
That's very
But I
early.
didn't know. I really thought I was seeing things.
And everything that you saw in your mind's eye
it
happened
was
to
there.
be the exact same thing that showed up a
Exact
few
same
seconds
thing.
later. Okay. So my question to you was, when your mom kept disvalidating you into thinking, no, we have not disvalidating,
Yeah,
but telling
she didn't know.
She didn't know, of course.
She was just telling me,
Yeah.
we've never been here.
Yes.
And I knew that I knew that I knew that
Yeah.
I had been there.
Yes.
I may not have been there.
Not physically.
Right.
Yes, exactly. After that, were there other events that you have seen things, or any claircognizance, clairaudience, or clairvoyance came through your mind? I just like to use those words for the audience to have them specifically. Clairaudience is more of, when you hear something. Clairvoyance is when you see something. Claircognizance is when your spirit knows. Is there any other experiences that you had after that?
There were a few things I cannot recall exactly, but there were many incidents that I knew I had to do things a certain way, and yet I didn't. And I think we've all said that.
So you should have. Yeah.
I should have listened to myself. I should have, had I listened to myself.
Yeah.
And I said that so many times until finally one day I thought, okay, Moji, how many more times are you going to say that? Start listening to yourself. And that's when I started trusting my intuition. And little by little, I started coming back.
And how old were you at that time when you started?
That time when I told myself that I need to start listening to my intuition and stop saying I should have, I was maybe 35-ish.
Oh, that was a long time. So for 30 years over, you were rejecting your own intuition because of your subconscious programming.
Yes.
From your mother, who,
not just my mother, it was the culture. It was the culture.
It was culture. Well, yeah, because the culture has been so oppressed for so long and suppressed their own gifts.
Yeah,
that
my mom actually has a very strong intuition.
I bet. It's funny because when you say that you put that away, people don't realize that the more and more we actually avoid our intuition, we're making a unconscious choice, but we actually close off our gift.
Correct.
And what happens is when the ego gets in the way, the ego starts taking control. Not that the ego is always bad, but you live from the ego, and the ego is not responsible for the higher decisions.
Correct.
That your soul. But it's so funny also because a point that I'd like to make is that even putting away your intuition and not listening to it is the beautiful journey of coming back to remembrance to who you are.
Absolutely.
Do you think that was part of your original soul contract, your soul journey, to reject your intuition and then have it come back years later? Or do you think that was just something that just happened?
I think the majority of people do that. A lot of people detach and suppress their intuition.
Yeah.
It's just how long does it take you to get back? So I was lucky that I got back into it.
You were blessed, not lucky.
I was blessed.
Yes.
I usually do say I'm blessed. In my early 40s. Through life events and through many, many journeys, my awakening and reconnecting came when I found myself, I had surrendered to I guess I figured that I had given up my power. I became subservient and obedient, which for those who really know me, they know that doesn't go with my personality.
Definitely not.
So then I had another blessing, which I had a body attack. As those of us who believe it was a gift.
For sure.
My back went out for 11 and a half months. I was only good for 2.5 hours a day. And the rest of the time, I was on the floor.
Yeah.
Stretching.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my power back.
Wow.
Through being broken. Really.
Wow.
I spent 11 and a half months on the floor. That's when I actually taught myself to reconnect with who I really am.
Wow.
Because I started thinking about the person that I used to be. Full of love, full of joy, full of laughter. And I recognized I hadn't laughed in a very long time. And it's like, I used to like her. She was fun. And I wanted to find her. And I wanted to get back to her. So I started the journey of getting back to me.
Because she was calling you back.
I missed her.
Yeah.
I loved her. And I wanted to get her back.
That's amazing. And people don't realize that. See, because I had, not to take it away from you, but my own experience, which we could talk about another time, people don't realize that sometimes suffering, actually most of the time, is the key catalyst to coming back home. Because without suffering, we wouldn't know what peace is. It's
unfortunately, you know? That's human nature.
Yeah.
We all learn through pain.
We have to. And some people choose to learn from it and wake up, and other people choose to continue on. But it's, you know, there's no right or wrong. It's just about what's for your highest path to take. And until you get to that point of the floor, which I understand, where you're realizing, I'm gonna figure out if God is real or I'm gonna die trying. You know,
right.
It's like basically
well, I knew he was
you
real.
knew he was real.
I knew he was real. I knew he was there. And I remember vividly how the beginning of the journey, it's like, Moji, you know the power is there.
You knew it within you.
You just have to connect to it.
And isn't it so funny that intuitively, when that was happening, the deepest part of you already knew
I did.
What it was happening for?
Oh, I knew. I knew I had to reconnect and recharge. The only person that could do it was me.
That small little light, that small little light is what actually is what saves somebody's own life.
Yes.
From going off the deep end. And they will show you, the divine light will show you, whether it be your ancestors, your guides, the Lord, whatever you want to say, right?
Exactly.
Whatever light you want to connect with,
Exactly.
they will show you the way through your own inner knowing. Actually, I believe that was your higher self telling you, showing you, because you already intuitively
I already knew.
Yeah, you already knew.
I already knew. And it's really interesting. Through this journey, I had visions. Of course, I taught myself how to meditate. I don't have any formal training, but basically, I just closed my eyes. And, I'm a strong, I used to love physics. And we all know that at the core of everything is the atom.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I need to connect to the atom of my
physical
soul.
Yeah.
And I knew once I could do that, I would get myself back and I would recharge.
What were once you started doing that, did all those intuitive gifts that you always had start coming back online?
Little by little.
Yeah.
Little by little. That was my first vision. And a few months later, I had another vision. All my life, I've been a giver. I've been a nurse. I've been a caretaker, which I love. Making others happy makes me happy, and I'm good with that. But unfortunately, all my life, I've been carrying too much because I know I'm strong. Thank you. I've been blessed with so many blessings, honestly. Good health, strength, love of life. But because of that, I feel like I can help everybody. So the second vision I had is that I was holding on to a log in the middle of the ocean, holding on to a bunch of people. So I'm holding on to this log and then holding on to others, trying to keep everyone afloat.
Yeah.
And I could see my hand slipping. And I thought, okay, I either have to let go of them or I'm going to sink with them.
That touches home for me, to be honest.
No, seriously.
That
was a huge moment for me.
That literally touches the home of the core of what most people are literally dealing with. It's that people-pleasing wound.
Exactly.
Which is like, we think that this is what people have to understand, is that they have such good hearts and we have such good hearts that we want to help other people. But we also have to realize somebody's always going to die. And if we're giving other people away, at what cost? We're going to be hurting ourselves.
Correct.
People don't understand that one person always loses, or one person is always going to die when somebody gives too much of themselves. It's going to be the other people who are relying, or you yourself who is giving so much of your power away just to save other people. One person always loses. And people don't understand that when you start making boundaries and learning how to love yourself, realizing that loving yourself is not bad, protecting yourself is not bad, which we are conditioned to do from programming. Once we have that understanding, people can reframe the word boundaries and not take things to heart. Because if we learn how to love ourselves and protect our own energy, we could show up not just for ourselves, but show up for the world.
Absolutely.
So my question for you is, when you started loving yourself, which is a lot of, like, I need to work on, everybody needs to work on, it's one of the biggest lessons in this lifetime, in this physical incarnation. How did that change the environment around you and the people around you?
Oh my goodness. There are so many points that you brought up in that last.
Yeah.
First thing I want to tell you is, in our culture, if you take care of yourself before you take care of others, you're being selfish.
Yes.
And one thing I learned that I want to make clear, There is a difference between being selfish and having self-love.
Mm-hmm.
I got past the point of doing for others at the cost of me. That's not being selfish. That's being self-loving.
Mm-hmm.
I still love to do for others. I do for strangers. But I've gotten to the point where I go right in here
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, is this going to take away from me? And if it does, it's not that I don't want to do it. I don't have it in me at that moment. There is a difference. So that's the most important thing I learned. Again, our culture. We live on shoulds. How many times have you been told you should do this?
All the time. My whole
Right?
childhood.
That was the hardest thing for me
Yeah.
to learn. Don't let anyone should you.
Yeah.
Do it because it's not taking away from you. Do it because it makes you feel good.
Which is what I admire and why I wanted you to come on here, because somebody who's more experienced with life, right, and has lived longer in this physical plane than I have, right? You are one of the very few women in Los Angeles who is in the Persian community now, who is at the age where you're at, who has been able to let go of her ego, let go of the fear, and been able to change the lineage, the trauma of the lineage, and is
Right.
transmuting it to this new generation of archetype of a woman who is now stepping into her divine feminine nature. Not divine feminine meaning I am better than you, we're better than men. Divine feminine and divine, everybody has the divine feminine, right? Even men learning
Absolutely.
to realize that we have been the answer, and the answer has always been with us. Somebody who is in, I'm sure this happens in the Mexican culture, the Persian culture, many cultures, is
Many.
we have rejected our spirit.
Yes.
And now it is time for the new awakening, where people are realizing that you can never take away, no matter how much you try. You can dim your light as much as possible, but that inner part of you is waking up and calling you back home. And that's so amazing that you have that. And that's actually very, very intriguing, because most people, they have stuff that happens in their life to try to bring them back home and step into their power, but they deny it out of fear.
They actually become victims.
They victimize it, and also they deny it because they know, this is the crazy thing, is that they know that if they let their ego die, they sense it as the same thing that they're physically dying, because it
Right.
triggers the same part of their own nervous system that thinks, I'm dying, this is my identity. We've seen it with my family. I've seen it with, it's in most people's family.
It is. It's in our culture.
It's in the culture, and it runs so deep.
It does. It does. So I have to tell you, once I decided to let go of the weight that was pulling me and save myself, because I knew if I didn't save me, I had 2 kids that I had to take care of. And if I wasn't around, I couldn't take care of them.
Yeah.
So because of my kids and because of the kid that I lost, meaning myself,
Yeah.
I let go. And that was my first step towards
Rebirth. So the woman, I can already foreshadow and say that the woman that you are now, compared to how you were when you were a mom and a wife back then, are 2 completely different people.
Yes. Yeah, actually, I just got back to who I used to be.
Before
Before I surrendered to life and I allowed life to break me. You tell someone If your wings are clipped enough times, every time you go to fly, you start believing that you can't fly. I knew I could, but I got tired of flapping my wings. So I gave up. I gave up. And then I woke up one day, and it's like, I think it was when I let go of the weight. And it's like, I always knew I could fly. I'm going to try flying again.
Just one day, huh?
Yeah.
Was this after you were working on your back and
This all happened
at the same
during and after.
Which is so funny that you say that, because also physical symptoms in the body, a lot of the times people think it's just physical. It's like 90% spiritual or emotional.
Life is trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
Life is trying to tell you something.
Yes.
And if we quiet down and listen, we can hear it when it whispers. A lot of us don't listen when it whispers.
Well, your back is the representation of your
Well,
whole
I didn't
support
listen.
system.
Correct. Exactly.
You had, like, first of all, you had no one to hold you on your back. Like, you had, it was just
I was
you.
holding
You were
everyone
holding
else
everything
on
on your weight, and your shoulders.
Yeah.
Which was
Which I'm
screaming
proud
at
of.
you.
Which I'm proud of.
Life was literally screaming at you.
You want to know something funny? I had made the decision. I will never forget the year, the time. I had made the decision that year was going to be my year. I was going to start making changes.
What year was this?
2006.
Okay.
On January 1st, 2006, I went to play tennis. And I was playing, and I love to play. I was a good player. I went up for a lob, and my calf muscle snapped. And I looked up, and it's like I promised that I was going to take care of me. And this was his way of making sure.
Wow.
Up in the air, as I heard my calf snap, I looked up and I smiled. It's like I had given you my word. I knew. I knew.
What a blessing to have that awareness.
It is a blessing.
Just that an awareness in itself, knowing that the divine is here to protect you and has your highest good.
And
always.
I knew that.
But
and that has happened to me so many times where I think something and I get my confirmation.
Yeah.
This is another thing that I have learned. A lot of us in life, when life happens, life keeps lifing. Life happens to all of us. Instead of saying why, listen, when things happen, life is trying to teach you. The way I look at life is it's a test. Everything, every person that comes into your life is there for a reason. You either learn and grow from it, or it's going to keep coming until you learn. Again, our culture, it's all about blame.
Victimhood.
And I made a mistake. And, had I not made that mistake, I should have. Okay, learn from it. And, I try to teach my kids, there is no such a thing as a mistake.
That's what I was just about to say.
It's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
If you learn the lesson, life will test you. Did you really learn it? You keep getting these quizzes.
Yeah.
And if you have passed, then you're going to go to the next chapter.
And you might get the quizzes again.
And you will, because he wants to make sure the universe, the God, whatever you may call it.
Or your
Do you still remember? Or are you going to go back?
Yeah.
And these are all tests.
Yeah. Yeah.
So be aware, learn, grow. And, I always say, okay, God, what are you trying to teach me?
Well, I believe that also when you say God, I believe it's also our spirit
And
testing
it
us.
is.
You
It
know, it is
is.
our truth, which you obviously understand the whole source of consciousness is we are all we are all the same, but just at different levels of consciousness, right? And the fact
Absolutely.
that you have that awareness already knowing that it is something trying to reach out to you, being like, hey, this is happening for you, is once you have that awareness, and I tell people, once you have that awareness that everything is interconnected and everything is for you, it shifts the way that you look at reality, and you could actually transmute reality into this thing that's outside of you and learn how to kind of not control it,
Right.
but be the observer of it.
Well, absolutely.
You
And
know?
if you go with it and you are aware of it and you're open to it, believe me, the lessons come to you a lot quicker
Quicker.
than when you try to control
Quicker,
it.
and gratitude is the number one thing, that's genuine gratitude, not just saying, oh, I'm grateful, but actually understanding why things are happening is the key to ascension.
Absolutely.
It's the key to ascension. Like, you could have looked at it and said, my calves, I need to take better care of myself, right? Somebody else can be like, oh shit, this shit always happens to me.
Exactly.
Okay, you're gonna say it always happens to you? Well, we're gonna
Exactly.
make sure until you're ready, which everybody's on their own timeline, but until you realize that, hey, your words are powerful, be careful.
A lot of
This is
people don't realize how powerful their words are. A lot of people don't
which keeps them in
realize
the vicious cycle.
what you put
Yeah.
out is what comes back to you.
Yeah.
So I thank you, God. Have been blessed. I've always had a positive outlook. I thought that was everybody, but I
No.
guess it's not. So I've been blessed.
No, it's so crazy because I'll hear I'm so proud of my mom, for example. She's elevating really high up, way more than she was before. But I catch her sometimes, and I'm like, Mom, you're doing so much work, and she loves Kabbalah. She loves anything now that has to do with consciousness and awareness. But I'll catch her, and I'll say, Mom, stop judging yourself, because it's that conditioning within the woman too, not just the men. The men have it hard, but the woman, it's so deep because they feel like they need to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. And once women realize that you do not need to carry the weight of everything on your shoulders and please everybody, you will start to shift in to your divine feminine nature, more of your divine feminine, your spirit, which will then lead space for masculines to also open up.
Correct.
Because they hold the space. It all starts from the woman, everything. Women are the portals. They're the ones that give life. You know, we call it the divine mother. Earth is the divine mother. It gives life. So for you, do you feel like that changed everything that happened to you, changed how you were as a mother, as a wife, as a partner, as a friend? Or do you feel like you've always been the same and it's just amplified more?
So it's interesting that you bring that up. I have always been the same, but there was a lot of clutter. So the third vision I had, which was really, truly the most powerful one, is I've always been very selective of the people that I surround myself with. So the way I envision my life is a beautiful garden with a beautiful white picket fence around it. Everyone can look in. Everyone is more than welcome to enjoy the garden, but few people are invited to the other side of the fence. It's just how I've always been. I cherish true friendships, and I have some amazing friends and some amazing family members. So again, blessing. But the vision I had was my garden had become not quite as beautiful as it once was. There were a lot of weeds. There was a lot of clutter. that I had allowed in since I had been derailed from my true self. So I decided I was going to get my garden back.
Mm.
And I started pulling out the weeds, which is cleaning up and getting rid of weeds,
Residue.
what no
Yeah.
longer serves.
Serves your highest and greatest good. You were like, no,
Right.
this doesn't serve
No.
me anymore.
So I started weeding my garden.
Does that include people?
Of course.
Does that include family?
No, thank God.
Okay.
No. But I became, again, more selective of who I allowed to give my energy to.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to give my energy to was to get my beautiful garden, what really, truly mattered. And this is where breaking the links, the chains that the culture has put on women comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And little by little, one by one, I started breaking the links. And I feel amazing having done that.
If women...
So I think I have become a better, I can't say a better person. I got the me that I loved back.
If women only realized, even the younger women now, the teens, the generation, the millennials, the Generation Zs, everybody, if only they realized how powerful they are. And
That's why I'm here today.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here today. I dimmed my light. Don't dim your light. I started believing that I had to be less to make others feel more.
Which is completely not your fault. It's what anybody would have done when they're in this world and being conditioned, right?
Yeah. But you know, I've learned since then, the brighter your light, what you attract is more beautiful.
Yeah. The more they say, the harder a person has it, the more pain, the more profound the healing, the more profound the serenity, because it's a gateway to that bliss. It's a gateway to that freedom. Yeah. And the freedom is not always the destination. The freedom is the journey of slowly coming back home to yourself.
Yes. And it's been, you know, it's so funny. Someone asked me if I had any regrets. I don't have any regrets. I don't, and they were shocked. It's like, how can you not have any regrets? It's like, you know, to get to where I am today, I had to walk the walk that I walked, in the shoes that I walked, and the length that I walked, to strengthen and become who I am today. So how can I regret any of those steps that I took?
The gift of consciousness is the greatest gift that a person can have. Somebody can accumulate money, wealth, physical items, but the gift of consciousness is something that your soul just will thank you for forever. It's ever expanding. Yeah. Not just in this lifetime, but the next lifetimes.
Yes.
You know, it's the greatest gift you can give yourself, whether you're 20, whether you're 40, whether you're 60, whether you're 80. Just that is the greatest gift. And I want to say thank you so much for the work, for just doing the work, right? And being an advocate, because you are an aspiring woman's advocate, and you are on your way to helping so many amazing women, younger women. My question to you is, how will you balance your job right now as a realtor versus the spiritual and transformational work you're going to be doing?
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, because you know that a lot of that work is definitely going to have to, you probably show a lot of that work already through your
I do,
big clientele
actually.
that
It's
you have.
amazing that people pick up on that. And it's not like I'm doing anything. I'm just being me.
Yeah.
I'm just being me.
Yeah.
And it's cute. But you know what? It's funny that you said they're both home. I mean, in real estate,
No pun intended.
I help you find your home. But by empowering you and bringing you back to who you truly are,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I can help you come home, just like I did.
And you will. And you will. Well, thank you so much, Mojgan. If any of you would like to connect with Mojgan, do you have any socials or any way you would like them to connect you at if they do have any questions?
I mean, they can find me on Instagram
Why don't you say your
under
Insta-
Mojgan Zucker. Just like emoji,
Yeah.
just without the E.
Okay.
Mojgan Zucker, Zucker. I'm on Instagram. I have a website, mojganzucker.com.
Nice.
They can find me.
Thank you guys
They
so
can
much.
find me through you.
They definitely can. Thank you guys so much. This has been a very amazing episode of Wide Eyed with Sai, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.